Joyride. Wendell stood outside the workshop, smiling broadly in his temporary new livery. Bad Bob stood on the line opposite. "You look utterly ridiculous." To help promote the Fat Controller's railway safety campaign, Wendell had been repainted in full police colours, and as a tongue-in-cheek twist, his roof bonnet had been made to look like a policeman's hat, complete with flashing light and siren. "It's all for fun, Bob," he laughed. "I quite like it, actually." "I quite like the fact you won't be wearing it for long," Bob continued. "If they decide to paint me with black and white stripes and put a fiberglass mask over my face, I won't be happy." He scuttled away to the yards to shunt, just in case someone overheard them and got any ideas. Wendell was taken to the station yard to prepare for a publicity launch, and was reversed into a siding beside the little engine's wharf where he waited for everything to be ready. "Hello, hello, hello," he called cheerfully, trying to impersonate a policeman. "What's going on here, then?" Rheneas and Duncan goggled at the sight of Wendell's new livery. "Taking on a new career, are you, Wendell? I knew the Fat Controller was concerned following Spartan's near miss. But isn't this taking things a little too far?" "Don't worry, Rheneas. This is all for show. It'll last a few weeks while the rail safety campaign goes on, and then it'll be all painted over again." Whilst Rheneas approved the Fat Controller's plans, he took a dim view of the timing. "The way they go on about this whole affair, you think these were just modern problems. So long as there's been railways, there have always been hooligans behaving irresponsibly and causing trouble for them." "They've never caused any trouble for us as far as I can recall," Duncan sniffed. "We've had incidents with young hooligans here in the past, Duncan, and there's one notable instance which I recall very well indeed. Back in the old days there was a practice of hiring out the old empty Slate wagons on the off chance that the quarrymen on the late shift may have missed their train home. This was done at their own risk, and it took skill and precision to work the brakes on the old trucks and avoid trouble. Most of them managed fine, and for the most part we had a very smooth track record. But there was one notable incident that put a complete stop to the old practice. Some children wandered up to the quarry after their hours, and from the sidings they decided they were going to borrow a truck and use it to get home." Duncan snickered and winked at Wendell. "Hope you're taking this in your notebook." They had all seen the quarrymen doing it before, and thought it'd be great fun to try it themselves. "It's easy," they boasted. "We'll just pull the brake if there's any trouble." Somehow they were all overly confident that there wouldn't be any, and that they'd get away from it scot-free. So after giving their truck a good hard shove, they managed to get it into motion and gain momentum down the line. At first they weren't fussed about using the brake. They were having fun flying down the line and thought it a great joke. "We'll use it if we have to," they told each other, and to make matters worse they tried to go faster. But the fun soon ended abruptly. In those days the track wasn't well maintained, and we were always bumping around. The boys found the same problem, and when they hit a rather large snag in the rails at high speed, they and the truck were flung from the rails and into the bushes by the side of the line. Wendell recoiled in horror. "What happened then, Rheneas? Was it serious?" "The truck had shattered, but luckily it had landed a fair bit away from where the boys had leapt when it had derailed. They were hurt, but struggled on regardless to get help and medical attention. Some of them had suffered broken arms and broken legs. Others had walked away with mere cuts and bruises. Thankfully, It was enough to knock some sense into them, and they didn't try it again.
Thankfully, that shouldn't be a problem the big railway will be facing any time soon,
Duncan puffed cheekily. Rheneas's point still stands though, Duncan. It's all about responsibility and taking care. If it was a problem then, it's still a problem now. That's why I've been made to look like this, to drive the point across.
That, and they need something to look at on the adverts,
said a familiar voice. The Fat Controller smiled as he approached Wendell.
Come along now, Officer Wendell. We need you at the station so the photographers can get a good look at you.
With a wry smile, Wendell rolled away to the